Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and it is well past time for more Scuttlebutt. Today's game in the background brought to you by Tier 6 Destroyer, European Destroyer. I'm going to mispronounce this. Vasteras. Vasteras? I'm going to mispronounce it. Just live with it. I have struggled for weeks to try to learn how to pronounce the names of the new Swedish destroyers, and I get maybe about 3 of the 8 of them correct, 8 or 6 or however many it is. I get a couple of them right, and the rest of them I just butcher, no matter how many times I practice. So my apologies. Anyways, this is a solid little Tier 6 ship. It took me a while to kind of warm up to this ship, and I think what really sold me finally was the doing the grind for it for the special Tre Chrono camo that they were giving away last patch. If you were able to earn the ship in pre-release, you could go earn a bunch of base XP on it, and you would earn yourself basically some really nice-looking permanent camo for the ship. And in the course of kind of playing enough games to earn that camo, because you had to do it with 12,500 base experience, I discovered a lot of things about this ship that I really liked. One of which is the alpha strike on these guns is really nice. Like the 6 guns feels pretty good. Individually, the shells are not amazing, but when you put 6 down range, it feels pretty good. The torpedoes have not a ton of punch, but a lot of things in her tier bracket don't have a ton of torpedo protection. So sometimes you find yourself getting more damage, more work out of the torpedoes than I think you would otherwise suspect. Her handling is decent. She can be decently quick when she wants to be. Anyway, this is just a nice overall little boat. She, like all Tier 6 destroyers, she hates being up-tiered into a Tier 8 game. But this game here on New Dawn, where I'm basically top tier, this is a fun little game and showcases a lot of different strengths for the ship. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy her a lot more than I enjoy the Tier 7. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, have fun with the game. What's going on in Shooty Boats? What's all the news? Regular weekly shout-out, of course, for the NA Forum contest. I'll put a link down below. Pop over there. Go earn you some free stuff. Papa Fodder's been doing a regular gig for about 8 weeks now. 10 weeks, something like this. Back with the Forum contests and giving out free stuff. So go check that out. And if you're on Play on NA, you can probably earn something. King of the Sea, of course, is now over. I meant to try and get one of these out last week, and it didn't happen amongst all the other things that were going on in my life. But King of the Sea on NA has concluded here. Zath and I were able to tag team the finals broadcast last Saturday afternoon on the main World of Warships channel. It took a lot of coordination to pull that off. I have to give a huge shout out to Mr. Conway on the EU side for all the various support he was able to organize for overlays and graphics and everything that we needed, which was a little art requirements. Our needs were a little different than what the EU guys had kind of assembled when we first reached out to them. So he had to put a little extra work in, and I appreciate that. And a huge shout out to Hapa Fodder here on the NA side for helping. You know, we spent some time on Thursday and Friday, kind of coordinating setup. How would this all come together? What would I be streaming to, and passing around keys for everything to make it all come together, and it was just I feel like it came together really nicely. So huge shout out to those guys, and of course a huge shout out to my co-caster Lord Zath, investing not only the time to do it, but pulling off what I feel like was a pretty good cast. Also, huge shout out to Virtual Senpai and SonMG, who also cast the 3rd place game with us and the finals, and it's just great having another set of quality casters around anytime you're doing an event like that, so that way you know if something happens to you, if your connection dies or your machine goes Tango Uniform, then you've got somebody else, some good backup, and that was nice. Congrats to 07 Devastating Strike for becoming now a 4-time champion on NA. The first time they've managed to pull this off back-to-back. It would appear that they have finally broken the even-numbered King of the Sea curse they had been laboring under. Winning 5, losing 6, winning 7, losing 8, winning 9, but now finally winning 10. So, congrats to those guys. I know they put in a lot of effort, and it is well-deserved. And honestly, guys, every single one of you who played in King of the Sea, who came to Twitch to watch it, who commented on the forum threads, whatever, guys, thank you. Thank you. We do community events like this because we enjoy running the event for the players, yes. But it's fun to watch the community respond. It's fun to see people come into Twitch and root for their team or whatever else, and take the time out of their day to invest a little bit of time in supporting us and what we do, and we really appreciate it. It's not quite over. King of the Sea, the international games for NA and Asia will be played tomorrow. That's Saturday, 11 April. That's going to be late in the evening. I believe the start time is 9:30 p.m. Central Time. However, do not quote me on this. It is in the evening. So basically, go check out the portal article. I'll put a link down below. Go follow Lord Zath on Twitch. I'll put a link down below. Go follow Warships on Twitch. I'll put a link down below. And you'll get notifications when all this comes up, and you can go cheer on our NA representatives as they do take on a cross-server event with the Southeast Asia guys. What else going on? Of course, it's patch week. 9.3 arrived here, bringing the complete European destroyer line. The full release of that line now available to everybody. If you didn't play or didn't want to invest in the pre-release, well, now you can play them just normally from the ground up, like you do with every other line. So those ships are all here. Probably the single biggest thing, this is going to sound ridiculous, but the single biggest thing I love out of the new patch is the new flag interface. Guys, when you go into port now, and you go to mount flags on a ship, not only are you allowed to mount lots of flags, if you want to, you're limited to 8 combat flags, but after that, you can mount as many economic flags as you want. So that, I'm a huge fan of this. But the combat flag section, if you go into that section and it's completely empty, you haven't mounted a single combat flag, there's a little button that says Mount Recommended. And you can click it, and the game will immediately mount like 4 or 6 or 8 flags that are recommended for that particular ship. And it was like, oh, this is genius. I didn't even know about this part. My Twitch chat this week had to tell me about that because I have flags mounted on every ship, right? And you only are offered that little Mount Recommended button if you have no flags mounted. Not only that, once you do have flags mounted in any one of the 3 categories, there's a Demount All button. Oh. And on top of that, it only takes 1 click to mount a flag. It's a simple toggle. Click to mount, click to dismount. As opposed to click, you get a little sub window, and you click another button. Click, you get a little sub window, you get another. Oh, God, that was tedious and painful. But now, it's so much better. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. What else in this patch? We have a new campaign. A new campaign centered around, I won't say centered around the EU destroyers. It's inspired by the EU destroyers. Looking through the campaign, there are a couple of campaign tasks kind of in each branch that are EU destroyer only, but they are the exception. You can play through this. It looks like you can play through most of the campaign without owning an EU destroyer. I don't know why you would, but you can. So that's really awesome. It's nice to see. We haven't had a new campaign in a long time. And so it's nice to see that they haven't forgotten this feature exists, because I love the campaign feature in the game. Tier 10 Premium French Destroyer Marceau was released for Cole. She's available now in the Armory. My opinion of Marceau is if you own a Kleber, you already own a better Marceau. But that's just me. There are people that like this ship. That's fine. I'm not one of them. I liked her better in her initial iteration. Once they nerfed the shell velocity, she lost a lot of appeal. She's kind of a challenge to use, and her AA is not as good as you think for a destroyer that has defensive fire, which is disappointing. What else is coming up? There's a new race season of ranked sprints starting in late April. We'll get the 29th. This is still like 3 weeks away almost, 2.5 weeks away, so you got time. But that's coming again. That'll be Tier 9 and 10 ships, 12v12. I'm not sure how popular ranked sprint is when it's 12v12, because I could just be playing randoms, right? I don't know. We'll see. The last one of these, I don't think that they ran at Tier 10 at 12v12. I don't think I participated in. It doesn't interest me. However, the next season of Clan Battles starts middle of next week, and this is going to be fascinating to watch. For the first time, carriers will be allowed in Clan Battles. So that alone brings its own set of baggage, because Wargaming, I think, is doing something here that they have been kind of begged and asked and strongly intimated not to do for a long time. I'm of the opinion, I am not one of these people that has tested this mode, right? I have not tested 7v7, 8v8 with carriers in it. But I'm strongly of the opinion that carriers are not ready for this. In my mind, and there's a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's fine. But to me, having played the game for as long as I have, I don't feel like carriers are all that bad in 12v12, right? There's enough ships around that you can, if you're playing a destroyer or a lighter unit, and you can probably tag team it up with a buddy and get a little extra AA help, and there's places on the map you can hide, and so on and so forth, right? It's a big map, there's more ships, more AA bubbles for the carrier to deal with. it's not. I won't say it's perfect because I don't believe that it's perfect, but it is better. But I think as soon as you start putting carriers into a smaller environment where there's fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer ships, their power ramps up on this ridiculous, like, exponential curve that you can't really see. Because now the carrier's free to act more. There's fewer A bubbles. There's fewer things to dodge. There's fewer places he's going to have to go look for ships. It allows a smart carrier player to concentrate their forces and better and make better strikes, more intelligent strikes, and it takes away a lot of the exploration, the scouting, the bad decision making that is forced on carriers in a larger map, in a larger game with more ships. Not only that, clan battles historically has been a lot of vision control has been a big thing, right? The way carrier spotting works right now, that's going to be very difficult to pull off because a carrier has that Eye of Sauron, eye in the sky kind of thing going for it. So I'm not sold on this, and I think we're going to see a lot of people. I think we're going to see a lot of people try it. I think there's enough people out there that are kind of not happy about this, but they're willing to play it and try it. But I think after about 2 weeks of the season, you're going to see the interest and participation in clan battles absolutely crater, especially amongst a lot of the high tier, Typhoon, Hurricane, the teams that have been doing this a long time, that understand the value and the necessity of managing vision, managing spotting mechanics, and now basically you're taking that away from them, and they're just not going to be happy about it. So we'll see what happens. I'm not predicting doom and gloom. This is not going to kill the game, but I think it's definitely going to drive people out of a game mode that is already not wildly popular with a huge portion of the player base. Let's just put it that way. So I don't think this is going to help their cause. But I could be wrong. We'll find out. I'm looking through the dev blog. Lots of good stuff over here. The first one that jumps out to me is premium consumables. That's right. So there was a time last year when the NTC was announced and everybody lost their minds that we were all going to get premium consumables for free. About a year-ish later, starting with the next patch in 9.4, this is now going to be a thing again. Where premium consumables are going up, standard consumables are going away. Everyone will now have premium consumables for free. I think it's mind-blowing to me that we're almost 5 years into this game and there's people that still don't understand that some of the best money you can invest in trying to play a ship and get the most out of it is that 100,000 credits a game you spend or whatever it is on premium consumables. Because the faster cooldowns alone are worth it. And I'm excited to see this coming because I think it's going to raise the bar on everybody's kind of level of play a bit. There was I do not know if this statistic is true, but I heard a statistic, a rumor that Wargaming had crunched some numbers and literally half of the games played in tier 10 max tier ships were still being played with stock consumables. Think about that for a minute. That is mind-blowing. You've spent how many million credits, how many thousands of XP, how many dozens of hours, and to get your tier 10 ship and to not want to invest 100,000 credits or 150,000 credits on premium consumables. When you're going to make, as long as you play decently, you're going to make that money back. And without those consumables, it's almost guaranteed that you will play badly because your heal's not going to come up fast enough. Your repair's not going to come up fast enough. Whatever. And players still won't do it. It's wow. Anyway, that's all going away. Big line announcement came in a recent stream. They announced German aircraft carriers are coming to the game, kids. I am so excited for this because the salt is going to be glorious. So they're testing a new carrier line in the near future. They also announced German destroyer Z35. Now, on the stream, when they announced Z35, she was announced as a tier 9 ship. But when they posted the stats on the dev blog, she was noted as being a tier 8 ship. As I understand it, she is meant to be a variant of Z23. I'm not entirely sure what's different about the ship, if I'm perfectly honest. But that's where they're coming from. Okay, makes sense. So it makes sense if she's going to be a premium tier 8, that Z23 is kind of the baseline there. especially when her gun layout is, I mean, she is of that class, right? She has 5 single mounts of the German 128mm guns. So that's the Z-23, kids. Anyhow, we'll keep an eye on this. There are some really good German destroyers in the game. I like the possibility of this ship, but we'll see as it goes into testing. Changes to test ships. Let's see, what have we done here? They've made some pretty radical changes to Tier 10 premium Japanese battleship Shikishima, which was tested as Yashima more recently. They're messing around with her reload, her max AP, her max shell damage, her shell ballistics. There's a lot of changes going on this ship. I don't know if we're gonna get her to test again or not, but this ship won't even play the same when they're done with her. They've just completely rewritten the book on her main battery. Tier 8 premium Soviet cruiser Ochakov, one of Senpai's favorites from the last round of testing, had some tweaks. Her reload time is getting better. That's good. That narrows the DPM gap that she has with the other Tier 8 Soviet cruisers, Soviet light cruisers. That's good. They increased her main battery range. That's good. They lowered her torpedo range. Okay, fine. I can live with this. Soviet cruisers Riga and Petropavlovsk, which were recently in testing, are having their AP and AP shell characteristics changed around a bit. It looks like they're not necessarily messing with the velocity, but they're changing the shell trajectories. They're also changing the pen on the AP, pen and damage on the AP shells. Soviet cruiser Bagration. I'm probably mispronouncing that one as well. This is a premium tier 8. I've got a video on the channel here on it. You got to go check that one out. It's a weird ship. Like, I still don't understand why the ship exists in a world where Tallinn exists, because Tallinn is better in almost every way that matters. However, Bagration is getting some changes. They're improving her reload. This is good. She has fewer barrels of the same caliber type as Tallinn. That's good. She's getting a little more main battery range. Excellent. Her AA is improving. Won't complain about that. And, notably, she's getting access to Repair Party. That's going to radically change how this ship plays, and I'm looking forward to trying her again when the time comes. And then, of course, Tier 9 premium German cruiser Eiger got her secondaries nerfed, because a ship that's already thoroughly mediocre needs nerfs. There you go. Last but not least, they announced, kind of give you a quick preview of what's coming in patch 9.4. Of course, that's going to be the early access to the Soviet cruiser split. So this will be coming in probably about a month's time, about 4 weeks or so. And we'll start seeing this stuff appear on PTR. Making some map changes to Loop and the Atlantic. There's some new camos coming to the game. Anyway, I'll drop the link down below. You can have a look through it. There's nothing radically, rather earth-shattering in here, but it just kind of gives you a flavor of what's coming, and that's always nice to see. Anyhow, this game in Vasteras is winding down. This turned out to be a nice little crack-in for me, which was a bit of a surprise. This was not my dead last game grinding this ship, but it was close. I think this was my second to last game grinding this ship out. But I really enjoy the EU destroyers, but I feel like the mid-tier ships struggle a bit. And even honestly, if I have to pick the low point of the line, for me the low point of the line is the 7 and probably the 8. By the time you get to Oosterjutland at 9, oh yeah, Oosterjutland is so good. Like the 9 and 10, Oosterjutland and Holland are excellent ships. I struggle with Skåne at 7 and Uland at 8. So for me, that's kind of the low point of the line. But you guys decide for yourselves. There are other people that have different opinions. That's, of course, awesome. We love that around here. All right, guys, I'm done. Y'all enjoy your holiday weekend. Happy Easter. Wash your hands. Be safe out there. And I will catch you next time.